Please be seated. Chancellor, President, Vice President, Members of Council, Dean, Heads of School, Faculty, graduates and your distinguished guests. You're all very welcome to RCSI on the occasion of our higher degree conferring ceremony. Before declaring opening this conferring ceremony today of RCSI and the National University of Ireland, I'd like to first introduce the platform party. At the table to the front of the stage, from your right, is Dr. Maurice Manning, Chancellor of the National University of Ireland, and Professor John Hyland, President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. At the back of the stage, again from your right, is Dr. Tracta Halpin, Registrar of the National University of Ireland, Mr. Niall Byrne, Registrar and Chief Executive of the Pharmaceutical Society of Ireland, Mr. Ken Mealy, Vice President of RCSI, Ms. Judith Gilroy, Associate Director Academic Affairs at RCSI, Professor Paul Gallagher, Head of the School of Pharmacy at RCSI, Mr. Matthew Lynch, Programme Director for the National Pharmacy Intern Programme at the School of Pharmacy of RCSI, Professor John O'Byrne, Professor of Orthopaedic Surgery and Director of the Master of Surgery, MCH by Module at RCSI, Dr. Zaibun Ramtula, Programme Director in Industrial Pharmaceutical Science at the School of Pharmacy at RCSI, Professor Niamh Moran, Head of the School of Postgraduate Studies at RCSI, Professor Hannah McGee, Dean of the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, and my name is Cathal Kelly, CEO of RCSI. I would now like to invite our graduates to all please stand as I ask the Registrar of the National University of Ireland to formally open the ceremonies. If the graduates could stand.
Universitas Hiberniae Nationalis. Pre honorabilis cancellariae totuque universitas haec comitia universitaria hodie convocata sunt, ut he mulieres maxime eximiae et he viri maxime eximii ad gradus academicos admittantur. This is a meeting of the National University of Ireland for the purpose of conferring degrees. The graduands will be presented by Professor Cathal Kelly, Chief Executive and Registrar of RCSI, and the degrees will be conferred by Dr. Maurice Manning, Chancellor of the National University of Ireland.
Can I ask the graduates of the degree of Master of Pharmacy and Master of Science in Industrial Pharmaceutical Science only to remain standing, if the other graduates could sit. I'd now like to invite Professor Hannah McGee, Dean of the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences at RCSI, to come forward to recite the graduate declaration with you.
The RCSI Graduate Declaration is a commitment to the highest standards of professionalism and ethical practice in your career as taught during your studies here at RCSI. It was developed by consensus among students based on the traditions of the Hippocratic Oath. It is a common oath read by graduates of all of our undergraduate health professional programs and a similar oath read by all of our postgraduate practitioner and research degrees. And we ask that you, the pharmacy graduates today, make this declaration publicly and with enthusiasm in the presence of your faculty, your fellow graduates, your family and friends. So recite after me. I will practice my profession in pharmacy with conscience and dignity. The health of my patient will be my first concern. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will remember that there is art to my profession as well as science, and that warmth, empathy and understanding may outweigh treatment alone. I will respect the confidential information that is entrusted to me even after a patient has died. I will not permit considerations of age, disability or disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will not use my professional knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I will respect the hard-won scientific gains of those in whose steps I walk and gladly share such knowledge with those that follow. I will abide by the code of conduct of my profession in pharmacy, and I will promote high standards of practice, lifelong learning and research in the interest of human health. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honour.
I now invite the graduates in the Master of Pharmacy only to remain standing as I present you for conferring to the Chancellor. Pre honorabilis Cancellari, totaque universitas, presento vobis has meas filius et hos meas filios, quos omnes si tam moribus, quam doctrina habiles et honeas esse que admitter ad graduum magisteria in pharmacia, idique tibi fide mea testor, expondeo totaque academiae.
Ego auctoritata mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum magisterii in pharmacia.
I now invite Mr. Matthew Lynch, National Pharmacy Intern Programme Director at the School of Pharmacy at RCSI, to come forward to introduce the graduates.
I will now invite each graduate to come forward to receive your parchment. Shane Carney. Ciara Corrigan. Diarmuid Duggan. James Fahy. Rebecca Cregan. Michelle McGonigal. Fergal Murphy. Jana Radwan. The following candidates will be conferring in absentia today. If you're watching via live stream, we wish you congratulations on your achievement. Claudine Aziz, Benedict Ibuforo Green, Deirdre Mahan, Ailish McAteer, Niamh McGrory, Michael Neary, Sinead Ward, and Amy Wing Yi Shea.
Would the graduates for the Master of Surgery, Master of Science, Doctor of Medicine, MD, and Doctor of Philosophy please be upstanding as I invite Professor Hannah McGee, Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, Health Sciences, RCSI, to come forward to recite the Graduate Declaration.
Thank you. And just to remind us again that the Graduate Declaration is a commitment to the highest standards of professionalism and ethical practice in your career as taught during your studies here at RCSI. It was developed by consensus amongst former students based on the traditions of the Hippocratic Oath, and it's a common oath read by graduates of all our postgraduate research degrees here. And we ask that you make the declaration as a collection of graduates publicly, enthusiastically, and in the presence of your faculty here and your fellow graduates, family and friends. So recite after me. I acknowledge my position at the forefront of my field of learning and scholarship. I understand my responsibility to use this learning to contribute and lead in my community. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will respect the confidential information that is entrusted in me. I will not permit considerations of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duties and my chosen profession. I will not use my knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I will respect the hard-won scientific gains of those in whose steps I walk, and gladly share such knowledge with those that follow. I will promote high standards of practice, lifelong education and research in the interests of human health. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honour. Thank you.
If the graduates for the degree of Master of Surgery, MCH only, could remain standing, I now present you to the Chancellor for conferring Pre Honorabilis Cancellari, Totaque Universitas, presento vobis has meus filios et hunc meum filium, quos omne sitam moribus, quam doctrina habiles, et aeneas esse qui admitter, ad graduum magisteri in chirurgiae, idique tibi fide mea testor, expondeo totaque academiae.
Ego auctoritatem mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum magisterii in chirurgia.
I invite Professor John O'Byrne, Professor of Orthopaedic Surgery at RCSI and Director of the Master of Surgery MCH programme, to come forward and introduce the graduates.
I will now call on the graduates to come forward to receive your parchment. Mohammed Hag El Fadl. Jill Mulrain. Johnny O'Mahony, Munir Tarazi, the following candidate will be conferring in absentia today. If you are watching via live stream, we wish you congratulations on your achievement. Frank Riley.
For the award of the degree of Master of Science, if the graduates could please stand. Pre honorabilis cancellariae, totaque universitas, presento vobis has meas filios, quis omnis sitam moribus, quam doctrina habiles et aeneas esse qui admitter ad graduam magisteria scientiae, idique tibi fide mea testor expondeo totaque academiae.
Ego auctoritate mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum magisterii scientiae.
I invite Dr. Zebun Ramtula, Program Director in Industrial Pharmaceutical Science at RCSI, to come forward to introduce the graduates.
I will now invite Lisa Reeb to come forward to receive your parchment.
I now would like to invite Professor Niamh Moran, Head of the School of Postgraduate Studies at RCSI, to introduce the graduates for Masters of Science.
I will now invite Sophie Savarwal to come forward to receive her parchment. Sophie's thesis was entitled Hypothesis-Driven Proteomic Data Analysis of Plasma from Subjects in At-Risk Mental State. The following candidates will be conferring in absentia today, so if they're watching via live stream, we wish them congratulations on their achievements. And they're Aisha Alasabe and Amanda Villiers-Tutil.
For the award of the degree Doctor of Medicine MD, if the candidates could please be upstanding. Pre honorabilis cancellariae, totaque universitas, presento vobis hanc meam filiam et hos meus filios, quos omni sitam moribus, quam doctrina habiles et aeneas esse qui admitter ad graduam doctoratus in medicina, idique tibi fide mea testor, expondeo totaque academiae.
Ego auctoritate mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum doctoratus in medicina.
Professor Niamh Moran, Head of the School of Postgraduate Studies at RCSI, will introduce the graduates.
Okay, I will now invite each graduate to come forward to receive their parchment, and I will read the title of the thesis on which they merited this award. So the first person is Amir Hamid for his thesis entitled Polylactic Co-glycolic Acid, Encapsulation of Insulin-like Growth Factor to Promote Stem Cell Survival Following Delivery to the Heart. Ursula Quinn for her thesis entitled Renin Genotype as a Predictor of Response to Antihypertensive Therapy, a Personalized Approach to Management of High Blood Pressure. John Francis Sullivan for his thesis entitled The Influence of Germline Genetic Variants on Prostate Cancer Biology, Disease Aggressiveness, Treatment Response, and Disease-Specific Outcomes. Okay, and the following candidate will be conferred in absentia today. So if he's watching via live stream, we wish him congratulations on his achievement, and it is David Carmody.
For the award of the degree Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, if the graduates could please be upstanding. Pre honorabilis Cancellariae, Todica Universitas, presento vobis has meas filias et hos meas filios, quos omni si tam moribus, quam doctrina habilis Linnaeus esse quid mitter, ad graduam doctoratus philosophiae, idique tibi fide mea testor, expondeo totaque academiae.
Ego auctoritatem mihi concessa, admitto vos ad gradum doctoratus philosophiae.
Professor Niamh Moran, Head of the School of Postgraduate Studies at RCSI, will now introduce the graduates.
I will now invite each graduate to come forward to receive their parchments. Aslina Ali Began, for her thesis entitled Hox Sea Level Impacts Steroidal Adaptability in Aromatase Inhibitor Resistance by Upregulating the Androgen Receptor. Hadil Ahmed Al-Sofyani, for her thesis entitled Cardiovascular and Temperature Actions of Cathionines. Michael Boyle, for his thesis entitled 3.0 Tesla MRI Analysis of the Intrauterine Growth-Restricted Infant Brain, Comparison of Infants with Normal and Abnormal Antenatal Dopplers. Martina Costanzo, for her thesis entitled Preparation of Cyclopentyl Derivatives and Their Application to the Synthesis of Active Pharmaceutical Ingredients and Peptide Nucleic Acids. Nora Ann Donnelly, for her thesis entitled The Role of Carer Stress in Acute and Long-Term Care Utilisation by Community-Dwelling Older People. Emer Dunn, for her thesis entitled Why is Blood Group a Risk Marker for Myocardial Infarction? Astrid Leach, for her thesis entitled Mechanism of Crosstalk between JAM-A and HER2 Driving Breast Cancer. Aileen McCabe, for her thesis entitled Feasibility Analysis of Emergency Department Key Performance Indicators in Ireland. Siobhan McCarthy, for her thesis entitled Quality of End-of-Life Care in Acute and Community Hospitals from Relatives' Perspectives and Stakeholder Perceptions of the Potential of Their Views to Inform Positive Changes in Care. Kevin Malloy, for his thesis entitled Stenotrophomonas multifilla in cystic fibrosis, airway epithelial barrier dysfunction and innate immunity. John Christopher Nolan, for his thesis entitled miRNA 1243P reduces cell viability in cisplatin-resistant neuroblastoma cell models. Philip O'Halloran for his thesis entitled Anti-Angiogenic Efficacy of Bevacizumab alone and in combination with a dual PI3K mTOR inhibitor in an orthopedic model of malignant glioma, a multi-model neuroimaging approach. And Imran Suleiman for his thesis entitled The Importance of Inhaler Technique in Measuring and Calculating Inhaler Adherence and Its Clinical Outcomes. The following candidate will be conferred in absentia today, so if he's watching, we wish him congratulations on his achievement, and it is Patrick Redmond.
I now invite the Registrar of the National University of Ireland to formally close the conferring ceremony.
Pre honorabilis cancellariae, totaque universitas, ceremonies rite confectis, queso facias finem, huius convocationis universitariae. That completes the NUI and RCSI conferring ceremony.
Congratulations to all our new graduates in successfully completing their higher degrees. It now gives me enormous pleasure to invite Dr. Philip O'Halloran to come forward and deliver the student address on behalf of the class of 2017.
Chancellor of the NUI, President, Vice President of the Royal College of Surgeons, Council members, CEO, registrars, deans, heads of faculty, members of the Irish Pharmaceutical Society, honoured guests, colleagues, friends and family. Good afternoon. May I first start by congratulating all of my fellow graduates on their fantastic achievement. Today is certainly about you and your family celebrating a significant milestone in your professional career. Personally, it's a tremendous honour and privilege for me and my family to be asked to speak on behalf of the postgraduate class of 2017. And I would like to briefly try to explain the gratitude I have to the School of Postgraduate Studies for asking me to deliver the valedictorian speech. I'm now entering my 15th year, that's 1-5, of what I hope is a strong and healthy relationship with RCSI, initially as an undergraduate medical student through surgical training in Ireland, and now as a postgraduate through research. In fact, it was in this room many moons ago that I was interviewed for medical school by the then Professor of Physiology, Clina Buckley, and the late but legendary Mr. Harold Brown, who had a massive influence in my own career choice to be a surgeon. But such legends are synonymous with RCSI, both in clinical and research portfolios. RCSI has been and remains at the forefront of delivering healthcare and healthcare leadership, both home and abroad, for nearly 240 years. It is one of the country's foremost research institutions. RCSI is committed to performing high levels of research activity, developing collaborative links with industry, education, and research institutions, both nationally and internationally. This was none more evident than when one of the research groups in RCSI was recently awarded the Research Laboratory of the Year 2017. And I would like to congratulate the Tissue Engineering Research Group led by Professor Fergal O'Brien on this achievement. Equally, I'd like to acknowledge Professor David Henshaw's Epilepsy Research Group and clinical colleague in Beaumont for being selected as one of the 4 research groups to benefit from a significant Science Foundation Ireland investment. But this is the normal for RCSI. These are the standards at which research is carried out in this college. And I have no doubt that research activities will continue to grow exponentially when the new clinical skills and research building opens at the end of the month across the road, and also with the expansion of the RCSI Education and Research Building in Beaumont Hospital. I know I speak on behalf of all of the graduates when I acknowledge a huge debt of gratitude to our supervisors and our postdoc colleagues. I don't think I've ever met anyone who has done a higher degree who hasn't at some point thought this is not going according to plan. I'm not going to get this written up in time. My cell lines have died. I have to start all over again. These are just but a few of the torments that come through our minds on a daily basis during our research days. But it did work out in the end, because here we are. Many thanks to our individual supervisors who steadied the ship and steered us back on track. These are scientists of the highest intellectual caliber, experts in their respective fields, and without their guidance, none of us would be here today. I'd also like to pay tribute to the significant work of the School of Postgraduate Studies in RCSI. Their structured lectures on how to write your thesis, interview skills, end-note demonstrations, career symposiums, all helped us on our journey and prepared us for life. I believe this is the third year that the postgraduate school have had their own individual conferring, and the department should be congratulated for the endless work that they provide. I would particularly like to thank Professor Niamh Moran, the head of the School of Postgraduate Studies, on behalf of the college and also my fellow graduates. Today we have 42 graduates, including PhD, MD, MCH, MSc and MPharm, spanning 6 countries, and it is clear to see that the diversity of research carried out in RCSI, incorporating anatomy, neonatology, cancer, psychiatry and health services research. Personally, I would like to express my sincere thanks to my own supervisors, Professor Jochen Pren, Dr. Nett Byrne and Mr. David O'Brien, for their dedication, assurance and critical thinking. I'd also like to thank the funding bodies who financially supported all of the graduates here today, and in particular my own funding agency, the Beaumont Cancer Research and Development Trust, led by Professor Arnie Hill. All of the graduates today here realise the significant contribution our families played in getting us to this day, and on their behalf I thank you all. I hope you also enjoy this day. I'd like to thank my own parents for their encouragement and belief over many, many years, and in particular my own wife Bronia. Most young, newly married couples spend Saturday and Sunday mornings going for a lazy brunch and a walk up the hill of Howth. Unfortunately, I would spend most weekends either on call in Beaumont or in Beaumont working on my thesis. So thank you for your understanding and having my back, even with the arrival of our son a month before my thesis was due. As a clinician, I fully appreciate the importance of translational work. Everything we do in a scientific and clinical capacity is patient-focused. Even though our theses are now complete, the knowledge that we have individually gained will lead to further advancements in our understanding of many health issues that affect so many people around the world. It will also strengthen our collaborations nationally and internationally. Yesterday, 275 undergraduates received their medical degrees from RCSI, and I feel we have a responsibility to encourage the best and brightest of all of the undergraduates throughout the country to encourage them to do some form of postgraduate research of some description. Finally, I've noticed that many of my predecessors would finish their speech with a quote from a famous world leader or a Nobel laureate. I, however, would like to finish with some words of wisdom from my old secondary school vice principal in Cork City. The message is simple, lads. You all have a gift, but if you have work ethic, discipline, and you're willing to work as a team, you can drive on in life. You can succeed, and you will succeed. Thank you very much. Slán and Spana Cliff Blair.
Thank you very much, Philip, for your very generous comments. Much appreciated. I think it's safe to say that the future of academic Irish surgery is in very good hands. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce the President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, Professor John Hyland, to address the audience.
Chancellor, National University of Ireland, President of the Pharmaceutical Society of Ireland, Registrar, National University of Ireland, Chief Executive and Registrar, RCSI, Dean, Heads of Schools, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and of course our new graduates, the class of 2017. It gives me great pleasure and privilege as President of this college to welcome you all here and to thank you for attending our higher degree conferring ceremony. To the graduates, congratulations to you all on your achievements and on reaching this important and exciting step in your training and career progression. We wish you continued success for the future. Congratulations also to Philip O'Halloran for his excellent valedictory address and for stealing some of what I was going to say. I must say your speech was crafted with scientific vigour and well done. It's also a pleasure to welcome your families and friends who have travelled from near and far to be here with you all and to continue to provide their ongoing support. As many of you are visitors, many visiting our college for the first time, may I give you a little bit of background as to who we are and a little bit of background as to what we are and what is the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. The college was founded by royal charter from King George III of England in 1784. That's 233 years ago. And we've been resident on this site on St. Stephen's Green since 1810. The charter gave the college the power to promote the practice of surgery and make provision for surgical education. And the stimulus for growth in the early years was the demand for army and navy surgeons for the Napoleonic Wars. But we are unique in these islands amongst the Royal Colleges of Surgeons of England, Edinburgh and Glasgow in that we have a medical school which was founded in 1886. Our graduates receive licentiates in surgery, medicine and obstetrics, but also because the medical school is a recognised college of the National University of Ireland since 1977, all graduates receive an MB, BCH, BAO as well as their licentiates. In 2010 we were awarded degree awarding status. Obviously, over the years since the foundation of our undergraduate medical school in 1886, the educational focus has broadened such that now we are a well-recognised and indeed highly respected health sciences institute offering not just undergraduate medicine but also education in undergraduate physiotherapy and pharmacy to master's level and postgraduate education and research in basic sciences, in nursing and midwifery, in surgery, dentistry, radiology and sports and exercise medicine. We also have a very successful Institute of Leadership in Dublin offering postgraduate degrees in healthcare management and patient safety and related areas. So along with the diversity of these programs, we also have overseas campuses in Bahrain, Dubai, Kuala Lumpur and Penang delivering health services education or health sciences education. We've recently established a healthcare outcomes research centre, in fact it's a year ago, to provide evidence-based input to improve patient pathways in clinical care settings. And the unit will provide a platform for both domestic and international thought leadership in the emerging field of system science. May I especially welcome Mr. Niall Byrne, the Registrar and Chief Officer of the Pharmaceutical Society of Ireland. Following yesterday's busy medical school conferring of 275 graduates from 26 countries, today we've combined conferring of the Masters in Pharmacy programme headed by Professor Paul Gallagher and of higher degrees from the School of Postgraduate Studies headed by Professor Niamh Moran. The college is privileged and proud to be part of the process of quality improvement in pharmacy by providing the Masters in Pharmacy programme for the Council of the Pharmaceutical Society of Ireland, the competent authority for the profession of pharmacy in Ireland. Within the college, the Irish Institute of Pharmacy is also headed up by Dr. Katrina Bradley with a remit in continuing professional development, research, leadership and education. And I congratulate all of you who have graduated with the Masters in Pharmacy this morning. This major award marks the successful completion of your internship year, a particularly demanding 12 months in which you must complete the academic requirements of the programme, undertake your supervised duties in designated training establishments, and succeed in your professional registration examination. On your behalf and on behalf of the RCSI and the Pharmaceutical Society of Ireland, I formally acknowledge and thank all the tutors and trainers in the workplace who have extended their expertise and experience to you, the new generation of pharmacists. Thanks to their endeavours and to the faculty of RCSI under the leadership of Professor Paul Gallagher, you are now prepared for independent practice. However, no health professional nowadays should practice in isolation, and we would subscribe to the concept of interprofessional dependence with, at minimum, multidisciplinary team working, data collection and audit. And so to the postgraduate recipients of higher degrees by research, my heartiest congratulations to you all. I share a particular affinity with you, having struggled many years ago to achieve a higher degree by research myself. And I remember the effort and the dedication and inordinate amount of time it took, not only to choose the area of research and complete the laboratory experiments. What I found particularly hard and difficult was the actual writing of the thesis. The phrase "link sentences between chapters" still reminds me. That was, of course, in the days before word processing, so everything had to be typed or handwritten, and cut and paste meant what it said. So I appreciate your effort and dedication to reach this stage of your careers. It's a tremendous achievement of which you must be immensely proud. For those of you here who counted the graduation list today, it included 14 PhDs, 4 MDs, 15 MScs and 5 modular MCHs. And as you will have noticed in your programme, the theses ranged through an array of subjects to include basic sciences, immunology, applied clinical subjects and long titles. This reflects the breadth of RCSI's health sciences profile. And so we wish you every success as you pursue your chosen careers in your chosen fields and continue to advance the frontiers of our knowledge for the benefit of our patients. Enjoy your lives, both personal and professional. Look after your own personal health, both physical and mental, and seek help early if you need it. Abide by the tenets of your training and professionalism. Remain ever grateful to your families and friends who have supported you to this stage of your careers in so many ways, both financially and personally. Be particularly grateful to your teachers and research supervisors. Keep in touch with them. Keep in touch with RCSI and connect with the RCSI alumni network throughout the world, which currently numbers over 15,500 people in over 70 countries. Continue to learn, continue to teach, continue to research, and you will make a difference. Thank you all again, and many congratulations.
Thank you, President. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce a great friend of RCSI's, the Chancellor of the National University of Ireland, Dr. Maurice Manning.
President of RCSI, President of PSI, Vice President, Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, registrars, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, but most of all, you, our new graduates. As Chancellor of the National University of Ireland, I'm delighted to be here this morning for this conferring, this afternoon for this conferring of master's and doctoral degrees on students of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. And I know that you're keen to commence the festivities, so like all the other speakers, I promise to be brief. The purpose of a conferring ceremony is to provide formal and public endorsement of your academic achievement. In this ceremony, we are conferring degrees on learners who have successfully completed master's and doctoral programs. And in attaining postgraduate degrees, you have demonstrated, indeed, as Philip O'Halloran pointed out so eloquently in his words to you, but you have embraced a concept of lifelong learning by seeking to enhance your professional competence, to raise your skill levels, refresh and expand your knowledge, and reflect critically on your practice. And this will be of benefit to you in your own chosen careers and also to the professional area where you are based, thus safeguarding the continued enhancement of skills and knowledge in those areas. There are also rich dividends to society as a whole in terms of the collective advancement of its members. All of you have conducted research and made your own personal discoveries based on this. In particular, those of you who have completed doctorates have expanded the range of human knowledge. Through your research, you have generated new knowledge and gained valuable new understandings of the world and of the human condition. While at this stage, I'm sure that you are delighted and relieved to see your theses or dissertations in hard covers and put to bed. If you stand back a little from it, and you will, and if you consider the collective substance of what has emerged from your studies and research, I think you can appreciate that the activity you have engaged in is, in its own terms, and in terms of the value society, worthwhile and important, and in many cases of lasting value. To bring your studies to completion has, as Philip has pointed out so well, has required determination and stamina. in addition to the necessary intellectual capacity for your studies. For all of these qualities and for your sustained academic efforts, some of you over the past year, others over several years, you deserve great commendation. I applaud your achievements and I congratulate you warmly on this. Your enhanced knowledge and competence and skills will be of benefit to you in your professional lives and will also be of considerable benefit to the health services, whether here in Ireland or wherever you may practice. You can be expected to be in the forefront in innovation, in improving quality and standards of practice. You can take great pride today in what you have accomplished. Your families too, who have supported you in so many different ways, can also take pride in your achievements. And you should feel entitled to a full share in the celebrations. And you will also perhaps experience a great sense of relief at the completion of this cycle of learning. For the National University of Ireland, as an institution committed to the advancement of learning and the expansion of knowledge, postgraduate study and research is particularly valued. Consider the range of capabilities developed at postgraduate level, the increased difficulty and complexity of the material, the in-depth interrogation and analysis of theoretical foundations, the coping with contradictory and conflicting signals, the sustained application required to bring problems to a satisfactory solution or resolution. Life in contemporary society calls for these kinds of capabilities, and it's pleasing to be able to acknowledge their development here in RCSI. Technological advancement in the 21st century is giving rise to an increasing range of complex issues for our society, issues which simply did not arise for earlier generations, and many more will arise which you will be encountering throughout your lifetime, for the first time. An important part of the role and responsibility of the university today is to generate the capacity in society to ventilate these issues in all their complexity and to enable well-founded choices to be made. The welcome and continued development of postgraduate education in Ireland brings with it important social gains for Irish society over and above the immediate gains for the professional activity concerned. On behalf of the National University of Ireland, I welcome those conferred this afternoon into the postgraduate ranks of the university. I wish you continued success and professional fulfilment in your careers. I hope that throughout your life you will continue to maintain the common bond you now share with the community of NUI graduates, a community that is sustained through a spirit of kinship with fellow graduates across social and professional contexts. Wherever you go, you may trust that you will find it a great source of friendship and support. For the President and the Vice President, for the Registrar, the Dean, and all of the staff here at RCSI, the conferring of new cohorts of graduates with qualifications up to the highest postgraduate level is also an occasion for pride in the achievements of the college in medicine, pharmacy, and the health sciences, and a real cause for celebration. On behalf of the National University of Ireland, I congratulate you and also commend you for your great achievements. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the RCSI degree conferring ceremonies. I'd like to ask our new graduates to remain in the hall for group photographs with your academic colleagues. I'd like to invite your guests to join us for a reception in the boardroom. And if I can please ask you to be upstanding for the outward procession. Thank you.